Welcome to the weekly update. I am Cdowg 13. We begin our broadcast tonight with this story. Obama came to Texas this week and gave a speech at Eastfield College outside of Dallas. He was rallying up support for his jobs bill. He also defended his stance on closing tax loopholes by quoting Ronald Reagan.
Middle-class families, working families, should not pay higher tax rates than millionaires or billionaires. Some of the Republicans in Congress, they say, oh, you're engaging in class warfare. Class warfare? Let me tell you something. Years ago, a great American had a different view. That he thought it was crazy that certain tax loopholes made it possible for millionaires to pay nothing while a bus driver was paying 10% of his salary. Wasn't a Democrat, wasn't some crazy socialist. It was Ronald Reagan. It was Ronald Reagan. Last time I checked, Republicans all thought Reagan made some sense.
He was referring to a speech that Reagan gave in 1985 in which Reagan said that tax loopholes allowed the rich to avoid paying their fair share. After much speculation, sadly, Chris Christie said once and for all that he would not run. After coming on this show, I thought so much that he was hinting to a run, but alas no. But look on the bright side, there's still 2016.
In the end, what I've always felt was the right decision remains the right decision today. Now is not my time. I have a commitment to New Jersey that I simply will not abandon. So, New Jersey, whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me. The deciding factor was it did not feel right to me, in my gut, to leave now when the job here is not finished.
A new CBS poll released this week shows that Mitt Romney and Herman Cain are tied at 17%. Romney this week went to Florida and continued to attack Perry on his Social Security view.
I don't think the major problem is that Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. I think the problem is keeping it from becoming a Perry scheme. Because Governor Perry says that it's unconstitutional and we should end it as a federal program and give it back to the states. I just don't know how that would work. Let's get Social Security working for the coming generations as it has worked for the current and past generations. Let's solve and save Social Security as the essential safety net it has been for 75 years.
Amanda Knox was cleared of her charge of murder by the Italian court. Her journey was not a short one. She had been in prison for 4 years, and her family went to a considerable amount of debt, paying for her legal fees and traveling back and forth from Italy. Fortunately, there's talk of seven-figure book deal. After her release, she gave a thank you speech to the people that supported her.
I'm really overwhelmed right now. I was looking down from the airplane, and it seemed like everything wasn't real. What's important for me to say is just thank you to everyone who's believed in me, who's defended me, who's supported my family. I just want, my family's the most important thing to me right now, and I just want to go and be with them. So, thank you for being there for me.
CEO and inventor Steve Jobs died this week at the age of 56. His legacy includes revolutionizing the computer industry with graphics at the time when computers were no more than black screens with green text. He also introduced the mouse. He revolutionized the music world with the iPod and iTunes. He also reinvented the way we talk to each other with the iPhone, one of the top-selling phones in history, with over 100 million sold. With all these life-changing gadgets, it leaves me to wonder what would have been next. Time for Texas Sports Center. Yeah! The Texas Rangers won this series with the Tampa Bay Rays, sending them to the American League Championships. All right. The Rangers will face the Detroit Tigers in that series. It starts tonight in Arlington. All I have to say is, let's go Rangers, let's go. Let's go Rangers, let's go. This weekend was also the big college rivalry game between Texas and Oklahoma. This game is always played during the State Fair of Texas. This year, Texas got spanked by Oklahoma by 55-17. Time now for Come On America. Come On America. This week, Hank Williams Jr. made an appearance on the Fox and Friends, where he compared President Obama to Hitler.
You remember the golf game they had, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Remember the golf game?
You mean when John Boehner played golf with President Obama?
Oh, yeah, and Biden and Kasich, yeah, uh-huh.
What did you not like about it? It seems to be a really pivotal moment for you.
Come on. It'd be like Hitler playing golf with Netanyahu, okay?
Come on! If you disagree with someone's political ideas, I think it would make a much stronger argument if you stated why you disagree and what you would do differently without radical name-calling nonsense. And I believe it goes for both sides of the aisle. So come on, America. Some people say Rick Perry's a falling star. Well, he got a major boost when his campaign released that he had raised $17 million in just 7 weeks, leaving Mitt Romney and Ron Paul in the dust. Please welcome to the show Texas Governor and GOP candidate, Mr. Rick Perry. Governor, it's good to have you on. Everyone's saying that you're a poor debater, and how do you respond to that?
Well, there's lots of debates in front of us, so that you try to live your life where you get better every time and be prepared, know what you're going to be going into. I feel good about getting back into New Hampshire and visiting with people, town hall meetings. Frankly, a lot more instructive than standing on a stage with 8 people catching javelins from the 8 other participants and trying to answer a question legitimately in 1 minute.
All right. Now I have to ask you, in 1992, you talked about New Hampshire state primary. Let's be honest, they were less than kind words. What do you think about New Hampshire state primary now, since it'll be a key factor for your nomination?
Well, a lot of things change in a 10 or 20-year period of time, or, if you're Governor Romney, maybe from last week. So
it's kind of a cheap shot, Governor.
Here's the issue. We have conversations all the time about whether or not this is the right time to have a primary. We're going through that right now. Mm-hmm. Primaries are changing, and that's fine. Just because something is said to be the way it's always been, let's have a conversation. Nothing's set in concrete, and I'll bet you New Hampshire will end up being first in the country. May have to move it up, but that's okay.
Governor, you said Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. Is it fixable?
Yeah, it's absolutely fixable. What's irresponsible is for people to stand up and try to scare seniors and say, Perry is going to take away your Social Security. That's what you'd expect to hear out of a Democrat, not Republicans. Here's what I said, is that this system is broken. I referred to it as a Ponzi scheme. I'm not the first person by a long shot that has identified it as a system that today's workers are paying into, and the money's not going to be there for them when they retire. Fixing Social Security is not a difficult thing. We just need to be courageous and say, here's how we're going to do it. You're on it. You're getting close to being on it. It's going to be there for you. The other folks, how do we fix it? Mm-hmm. That's what we need to be doing.
One last quick question before you go. Will you secure the border?
And I know how to secure that border, and I will do it as your president.
Well, you got my vote then. Well, thanks for coming on, Governor. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps things up. Good night, America.